Hello, this is Cynthia from Knittingsworth Design, and I'm here to show you how to do a stitch I recently created called the bouquet stitch. And I have to tell you the story of how this came about. I'm going to show it to you on a scarf I recently did. And what I was trying to do was look at a variation of an existing stitch called knitted flowers in a row. And how that would work is it would be a whole circle here of purl stitches. So this would go all the way around in a circle, and then there'd be a whole row of them, so flowers in a row. And I decided I wanted to just do one of these flowers by itself, but I accidentally left off the purl on the bottom part of this and realized I had a perfect bouquet of flowers. So named the bouquet stitch. So I'm going to show you how this works. What you see here is there's a series of 3 rows to this stitch, and the first one is creating long stitches right here, so we'll do that first. And then the second row we wrap those stitches right here, and then the third row just a row of purl stitches. So pretty straightforward actually when you get going. So let me show you how this works. I have knitted to the start of my pattern here. So for the first 2 rows, I have a purl on either side. And then for the first row, we want to create the long stitches that I talked about. And we'll do 6 of those, really straightforward. Just wrap your needle 3 times, and you're going to do that 6 times. Okay, so halfway there. Okay, and it's a little hard to see on here, but we have 6 sets of those long stitches here. I'll do a purl on the other side here, and then knit out the row. All right, and then we're ready to turn this around and, oops, dropped a stitch. Ready to turn this around and do the wrapping. All right, so let me knit over to the start, purl over to the start here. So 6 purl stitches. And then where I purled on the other side, I'm simply going to knit over here on either side. And now we're to the long stitches that we had wrapped around 3 times. So what we want to do here is release those long stitches. So first step, bring the yarn to the front towards you, which is actually on the wrong side of your pattern. And then we're just going to release these stitches. So there's 1 long stitch on your needle, and we'll end up with 6 of those. That goes pretty quickly. And you can see now we have 6 long stitches. Now we're ready to wrap the yarn around this. So just bring it around to the back side. And then we're just going to be swapping these stitches in a group all the way over to the left needle, back to the right needle, and back and forth as we need to do. So we're going to get 2 wraps around this group of stitches. So pull it tight as you go. You can kind of adjust it as you go too. Okay, now this is where we're going to need to move it back over to the right needle so that we can bring this stitch around the yarn around one more time. Okay, and then you bring it back towards you. You want it to end up back towards you, and bring all these stitches right over to your right needle. You aren't going to knit those stitches at all, just transfer them over. And then we're going to add the knit stitch here, and then purl out the row. Okay, now we're ready for the final row of this. So again, knit over to the start of your pattern, and we're going to knit right through to the start of the bouquet. We're not going to purl this time. And then all you do is you just purl those long stitches. So 6 purl stitches. And then knit to the end of your row. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over and just purl across one row so that we can get a better look at what this looks like when we're done. So let me just turn this over and purl quickly. I got 20 stitches on this row. And we just purl right through our bouquet. And then when we're done, we can turn this over and see how pretty it looks. All right. Okay, so let's, on the back side, just kind of stretch this out a little bit. So when we turn it over, it's ready to look at. All right, so let's turn this over and you can adjust this as you need to. And there is your very beautiful bouquet stitch. Happy knitting, everyone. Thank you.